set up. It's no big deal. The way these things are designed is they go through a self-check to start with, and then then it's ready to go.
So what's it do? What are you trying to do with it?
So a spectrophotometer basically has a light on one side and a computer on the other side that reads that light and how much light comes through. So the whole principle of spectrophotometry is the particles that absorb the light. The particles will actually absorb the light. So the machine knows this is how much light I'm shining through, and if only this amount gets on there, that amount correlates to the amount of substance that's in that particular sample.
Okay.
So what you do is basically it's very nice machine. You can do several different units, but you can change your nanometers. It'll actually read different things all the way from 320 to 1100, which is great.
Okay.
So we do that. We were doing a cholesterol test.
Okay. So you
Tuesday.
could see how much cholesterol was
Exactly.
in
That's exactly what we were doing, measuring the amount of cholesterol in a sample. Yep. So what you do is basically you add your reagents to it, and somebody left us in there. I have to jump on them, but see how it changes colors based on the reaction. You do. There's a blank. Okay. So you put your blank in with just your reagent, and it's usually clear, the way it should be, and then it reads it. And so it kind of sets up the parameters of how much light should be going through that reagent. Okay? So then you insert your cuvettes with your reaction in it, and you always got to make sure you get it in there the right way. Now this one is very nice because it's automated, and I hit that button, and then it'll go through and it'll read it. Okay. So this gives me the absorbance for it. And you can load it up for 5 different ones. Okay. And it'll do it. So I mean,
I use this in the classroom. What?
We're teaching them basically, like in a real laboratory. Of course, you would have a huge instrument that does it all in microscopic amounts. Right. In microliters compared to what we're doing in milliliters most of the time. We are using microliters too, but it's going to do it all in a machine, and then it's going to spit you out a result. Here, when we use these. They set their test tubes up. They're being real scientists in this class, but it's teaching them that theory. Every one of these tests are based on the same theory. Even on that big machine that you're going to get at the hospital, still based on the same theory. Right. They're just going to do it hands-on, where they're going to stick that sample, the whole blood tube on the machine, and hit the button, and the machine's going to do it for them. But here, they've got to do it in the reaction in the tube, but then they also have to calculate the math part that the computer is going to do from here. So it basically teaches them that theory behind all clinical chemistry results.
Good. So, right. Usually in the basement.
Right. Yeah. How many lab techs do y'all graduate, or I guess they get a 2-year degree?
It is. It's an associate 2-year degree.
How many come through the program in a given year?
I've been here 7 years. We graduate everything from 12 to 21.
Yeah, we have one class that was 21.
Okay.
That's what we like to
are they able to get employed? Generally, this is a pretty sought after.
And right now, there's a huge shortage in the United States for lab techs. Okay.